My name is Elian Habanero, and guess what? I love wrestling! Look at this tattoo. I love wrestling. It says it right there. So I am starting my own YouTube show. And guess what it is all about? Wrestling! It's gonna be called W.I.L.L.I.W, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Or we could just call it Willow. Alright, my show is gonna be all about wrestling, mostly WWE and Ontario Indie and anything else that is trending on the internet about wrestling, anything else that is happening in the world, anything else I happen to watch a program, I will review it. Anything else I hear about, I'll try and talk about it, and also anything that people ask me to talk about. If they comment on the page or whatnot, I will make sure to try to include it in my show. Now, first off, I want to talk about the great province of Ontario, which right now, it is a hotbed. And I don't mean a waterbed, I mean a hotbed for wrestling. There's a lot of great talent out there. The shows are, there's about 21 or 22 different promotions out there, and they all, almost all of them anyway, seem to be doing really well for themselves. Now, in this day and age, they don't even have to bring a name in to help it. They have everyone has their core fan base, everyone's drawing good crowds. Maybe the payouts are not that great, but still, you go there and you're not going to be like back in the day where there's only 15 people in the crowd. Wrestling is booming. There's like 2 or 3 promotions in Hamilton, 2 or 3 in Toronto, a couple in Kitchener, and then there's also some in Barrie and up north and whatnot, and they're all doing great, and it's so great to see for all my colleagues. There's work out there to be getting, and you can make a name for yourself. I say by the end of this year, at least 3 or 4 workers from Ontario will be signed to NXT or going to Japan. That's for sure. Now let's talk about the weekend that just happened. This following week, the weekend of March 18th and March 19th and March 17th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We had 9 shows in Ontario, and they all did pretty good for themselves. I heard a few different things that went on. I heard at the Battle Arts Tag Team Tournament, I don't know if it's I think it's Destiny Wrestling, they had Mick Foley in the house. Now, Mick Foley was doing a Comic-Con with his daughter Noelle and Bret Hart, and then I guess after he dropped in to see his good friend Santino, and I'm sure a lot of the wrestlers there were happy to pick the brain of Mick Foley. Now, speaking of wrestlers showing up at indie shows, my old nemesis, Ty Dillinger, who used to be known as Sean Spears, I battled him many times. Apparently, he made an appearance at the Crossfire show and was backstage helping people with their matches and whatnot. And I just gotta say, it must be a blessing to have this kind of knowledge passed around. And I heard they've been rocking it lately, Crossfire. They also had another successful show. What other shows happened on the weekend? I heard we had Superkick, we had some NWX, like a student show for the CWF school. C4 in Ottawa was doing really good too. We had Crossbody here in Kitchener. They did a good show. I believe Tyler Loveman retained the title from what I'm hearing, all reports. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. The hometown boy killing it. He has a lot of people in Kitchener that are coming out to see him, and their crowds have gone up and up, and they're basically selling out now too. And we also had Alpha One. Now they crowned a new champion in Ethan Paige, and just congratulations to him and all their success that they've been having. And also MCW in Brantford, they run about 4 shows a year. They have been really doing well for themselves as well. And apparently in this show, they had an invasion from the PWA. Now, being a PWA superstar myself, I'm not quite sure how to feel about this already. Basically, old school Jim Connolly, he said he doesn't know how to feel, and I don't either, so I'm not going to really weigh in on this. I will just say that this beef between PWA and MCW is going to be bigger than Donald Trump versus Snoop Dogg. Now, what else around the wrestling business has been going on? We also had, everybody's talking about it. The Paige, WWE superstar, who I believe is on suspension for wellness policy right now. She had her private videos hacked, and therefore a lot of stuff that she didn't want out there was exposed to the world. And I just want to say, I'm sorry, this should never happen to anybody, but Paige, you got to capitalize on this. Right now, you are the most talked about person in the world, basically, and if it's already out there for free, you might as well just get with Del Rio and make your own one and make millions of dollars off it. Why not? People love you. I heard there's so many fans of you that have been dreaming about this for so long that, oh my gosh, there has been like multiple broken wrists, multiple sore wrists. Apparently one guy even went to the hospital because he was playing with his privates so much that he lost some of the skin and was starting to bleed, and he had to go get some kind of a cream. And I just want to say it's unfortunate, but there's nothing you can do about it now. You might as well make the most of it. In Ontario, the CWF tour, not in Ontario, but the CWF guys from Ontario, their tour is almost over. I believe it is over. Are they doing the last show today, or they did it yesterday? So there's going to be a lot of happy wives and girlfriends that are going to get to see their men come back. And it'll be great because I'm just hoping for season 2 of the Ice Road Wrestlers, which was a program I really enjoyed the last time they went on tour. Now, what else do we have here? There's a lot of talk on the internet and whatnot, and there's been a few podcasts about it. This Andrew Goodwin, who I myself personally, I have not had any interactions with him, but a few of my colleagues and peers and whatnot have told me some stories about him, and these are people that I choose to believe because they've never led me wrong before, so it's not a good look for him to be running shows and getting a bad name for Ontario. So we need to put an end to this. We need people to step up and say, either do it right or don't do it at all, because a lot of talent have been soured on him. And then there's that creepy photographer, Tabersell or whatever. He goes through a lot of shows and supports, takes a lot of pictures, but everybody knows he's all about the ladies. He even creeps some of the ladies out. But I mean, I appreciate him for taking photos and whatnot, but he also makes his backhanded comments, like he's got saying, oh, the ring's too bouncy at Alpha 1, or oh, the locker room at Crossbody just smells like Axe body spray. Come on, let's say positive things. Cuba loves wrestling, and I like being positive. I don't like being negative, so come on. Let's help each other out. Everybody's got to put everybody else over. Ontario, let's unite as one. And I just got to say, I'm going to try and do a video every day. Like if I watch Raw or a pay-per-view or I go to a local show, I will try and talk about it. If there's something big that's happening on the internet, I will try and talk to, or anything that is requested by my fans of this channel. Now, to be a fan of this channel, one, you have to like. And if you don't like, you get the leg drop. And comment. If you don't comment, it's a clothesline for you. And subscribe, or you will be hit with a suplex. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been episode 1 of the W.I.L.L.I.W show. I am Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!